Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, this is going to be a divine feminine reading. Yesterday I did safety and intimacy and sacred sexuality for the divine masculines, where they're at as a collective, the cutting edge of humanity on the planet right now. So we're going to look at the same frequencies or same themes for the divine feminine and get into safety and intimacy. So we've done emotional, mental, and physical realms for the divine masculines. I'm going to do that here for the divine feminines. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the divine feminine collective. What can we see regarding the theme of safety and intimacy, emotionally, mentally, and physically for the divine feminines? What's going on in the divine feminines worlds regarding true safety in intimacy and relationship? What can we see for the divine feminines? Okay, emotionally, embodiment of nurture. This is one of the most beautiful divine feminine cards that has come into true nurturing, compassionate love in action in the physical. Healthy boundaries, healthy home, grounded, long-term thinking, settled and thriving, I want to say. And on the conscious mind, victory over the karma, victory over the karmic battle. This is the transformation. So this is the Six of Wands. This comes after the Five of Wands, which is too many people being involved, too many external opinions. The Six of Wands is the freedom that comes after sorting that stuff. And in the physical, the Chariot in the reverse. Okay, let's dive into the clarifiers. What's at the bottom? The Father of Swords in the reverse. So this is an energy that does have to do with masculine energy, divine masculine energy, other maybe karmic masculine energies. But there is a sharp awareness of things that don't serve regarding potential, lovers, suitors, twin flame. So there's still a line in the sand, or a knowledge that not everything out there is beneficial. Okay, so let's start safety and intimacy on the emotional level. Mother of Pentacles. What else can we see, Divine Creator, for the divine feminines with Mother of Pentacles? We're not getting anything. Oh, there. Yeah. Okay, so we get the Ten of Wands, which is karmic burden and changes. The Two of Pentacles is a juggling card. It's a budgeting card. So there are changes that are being made regarding the amount of burden that divine feminines have allowed into their life. And this is really autonomy. This is taking care of children, single parenthood here possibly, but really focusing on the home, on keeping frequency, I heard, intact, high vibe, nurturing, and burden at bay by systematically doing things one by one as they arise that say, yep, nope, that leads to a leak of energy, destruction, and yep, this leads me in the right direction for myself and all involved. So there's this decision making. And then we get Page of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of opening the heart. When it's in the reverse like this, it's taking the heart wall down and setting healthy boundaries. It's a very clingy energy in the upright, but it did come out in the reverse. So this is about keeping the heart space open, and Page of Wands is truly the spiritual decision making. It's the initiate. This is a card that talks about laying that burden down at the altar and not wanting to pretend, not wanting to choose things that are going to result in burden. So this is asking for spiritual discernment and instruction so that the heart can continue to open, and stay in that high vibe energy. There is an inherent protection built into this mode, that energy is energy and it sorts itself appropriately when one decision at a time is based on clarity and true progress. I'm hearing this is grounded, this is in the physical, these are motions in the real world. Very practical wisdom coming in here for divine feminines. So emotionally they are more cautious than they have ever been, but the caution is steering them in the right direction. Beautiful grounded energy. Okay, so let's get a starseed card now for the divine feminines. Ooh, I saw 555 when I looked up. I saw that for the masculines too. How cool. Okay. What do we get for the emotional realm for the feminines? Discernment, discipline, and order. Exactly. There's this sorting motion that's happening that is keeping the comfort, true comfort, not comfort in the sense of familiarity, but comfort in the sense of high vibe priorities, discipline and order. So yeah, divine feminines are very discerning. And then we get chamber of imagination, whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. So discernment, discipline, and order are not, fuddy-duddy energies. There's this sense of having the foundation so that there can be true play, whimsy, wonder, fantasy. What a beautiful, safe place to be in when we have the luxury of the ability to go into the moment and lose ourselves because our base is set. This really does allow for some incredible appreciation in the moment is what I'm getting. And yeah, galactic transporter, adventure, exploration, and discovery. So divine feminines know that if they have an autonomous foundation in discipline, discernment, and order, the sky's the limit. So that is true emotional safety in intimacy, because they can unhook. If divine feminines are taking care of business on the home front, basically their emotional home front, then they can really truly be free to enjoy the moment is what I'm getting. So yes, divine feminines, high five, you did it. And that is amazing. Okay, let's see what the divine feminines would say to the divine masculines regarding this emotional groundedness. What would they say? Will you choose me? So part of the reason the divine feminines have come into such sure-footed, careful consideration and high-vibing priority is because it hasn't been certainty, and they know they've had to take care of themselves. They've become impeccable with how they manage their own energy. And so yeah, divine masculines, they are leaving space in their heart for whether or not you will ultimately choose them. I'm hearing feminines, the divine feminines are good on their own, and yet you are still their preference. So it's interesting when want and need come up. I'm getting both of those words here. The divine feminines prefer you. Is that a want? Is it a need? It's just a deep, heartfelt knowing. And yet there is still room in their hearts for you to utilize your free will in a different direction, if that's what happens, divine masculines. Okay, on the conscious mind, 6 of Wands. That is a card of victory. That is a card of showing the world the real them. This is streamlining, not putting up with BS. Divine feminines have simplified. They have cut out the extra energies, emotionally checked out, if not fully, physically, on the soul level. They don't engage with anything consciously that rubs them the wrong way. They're too savvy now, and so they understand they only set themselves up for failure if they buy into the opinions of others. They are truly putting themselves first, being victorious consciously. But let's get more information here. Wow, so much wanted to come out. We get the Magician. So it came out on the side. This is cool because the Magician is a novice manifestation energy in some regard. It's not very far along on the major arcana. It's just the one. But it is the knowing that everything is ultimately our own free will choice. It came out on the fence because there is this beautiful blend between the divine and the divine feminines. There is a co-creative, like co-creating with the divine kind of a thing here, where the divine feminines are not pushing their will into the world and they're not slacking and being ambivalent. They are on that edge, is what I'm hearing. That's freaking incredible. I love that, divine feminines, that message. And yeah, ooh, the Ace of Swords, I saw this on the shuffle. It also came out on the side. So it's like very open-minded, very progressive, very cutting edge, balance, and really measuring all things through that connection to source. And that is the true victory. That is the difference between being in the world and not of the world, but of a higher knowing, higher love, non-attachment. And yes, we have the card of autonomy, the Nine of Coins. So this is holding their own. They've come into this personal safety. Divine feminines, you have come into personal safety because you keep an open mind and you run all of that new through your connection to source, for your grounding, for your consideration. All things are permissible, but not everything is beneficial, and so you are not in judgment. The High Priestess is marked by the pillars of mercy and humility, and you are perpetually running your energy through that higher knowing as you navigate consciously. What else do we have? We have the Sun in the reverse. This is divine masculine energy, not fully present, and I know we're getting into the Chariot, not fully moving forward in this connection, but we do have the Sun here. Let's see what else. Six of Swords with the progress and Nine of Cups. So divine feminines, with intimacy, they are wanting to move forward. They are saying yes. Divine feminines are willing. They are brave. You know, when it comes to safety and intimacy, being able to say with a whole heart, I'm willing to see where something goes, and I've got room in my heart if it doesn't go the way I prefer, that's breathtaking. I'm just about speechless to know that this is a collective feminine energy. It's so glorious. Even if it's not fully enlightened and steeped with progress, divine feminines still want to see where things go, because they're holding their own and they're just open. I'm getting to say again that this journey has shown the divine feminines that these are divinely guided connections. True twins know that it's not obsession, it's not in their heads, it is definitely divinely guided. And so that surety, connection to source, plugging into that alignment allows for the divine feminines to be 100% in, you know, to see where things go while holding healthy boundaries in safety, so that things can be seen for what they actually are and not wishful thinking or misguided, you know, hope, attachment, expectations, just openness. There is this absolutely profound level of openness and strength, divine feminine. So what would the Starseed card be for the divine feminines in this energy? Got a couple here. Chamber of inspiration, bliss, aspiration, and realization. Yeah, divine feminines know that their manifestations, the things that they are making real in their lives are up to them, and it comes from this stable, grounded, conscious openness to engage with the higher frequencies, the higher realms, the excellence that can be witnessed and experienced with true safety because it's grounded. Okay, subatomic velociter, acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. Yeah, it's exciting on a whole new level. And I think we had this come through in the masculines. I'm getting that sexuality vibe here. This is the next level of even, you know, being able to experience sexual connection in an incredibly heightened and expansive way because of only engaging in those things when it's absolutely warranted and 100% feeling right on the heart and mind for the feminine. So there is alignment. So there's like this newfound arena that's potential here for the feminines because of the personal safety, indicating that they aren't going to compromise their boundaries. They're only going to engage in things that allow for this ultimate frequency exchange consciously. Wow. Okay, what would the divine feminines say to the divine masculines about the conscious safety in intimacy? What is this we can see? Get one. What is it? Now is not the time. Yeah, so what I'm getting from this is that divine masculines, they know if you're not able to meet them in this energy, that it's just not time for it, and you need to continue learning your lessons, or there would be nothing holding you back from taking, I want to say, taking advantage of this blessed opportunity to actually experience this level of connection with someone. So the divine feminines know if you aren't showing up, you're not there yet, and they can't access. Energy is energy. If you're not meeting them in this, you're not able to, and there is no more pretending. But the divine feminines are certainly open wherever this level of connection can come from. They are open and willing to meeting others in that space. So they know, again, if you're not showing up, there's no pretending. They know it's not time. That isn't always the preference, but at the same time, there's space in their heart. There's room in their heart for that. Okay, the Chariot in the physical, things not moving forward fully. Oh, I'm staring at the Three of Swords, but let's get clarification. What can we see? Okay, we got King of Wands. So yeah, we are talking about the fact that divine masculines, you are not coming forward at this time. So safety and intimacy. Let's see. We also have this whole story here. Let's get it. Okay, so we get the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is a card of, you know, self-interest, strategy, not lying to oneself. So divine feminines know that there is this edge. There's this edge about the desire for these connections to ground. I want to say they understand this is divinely purposed, divinely guided, and that part of the divine obedience is staying open to their divine masculine, King of Wands, regardless of the 3D, regardless of what's playing out. There is this safety in knowing beyond the physical. Ooh. Yeah, and yep, exactly, the Lovers. So this is the higher love that exists, whether we are of a conscious frequency to believe in it or choose it or not. This is the divine template that is ripe for the picking when people open to that level of conscious choice. They can access this. So divine feminines know that this edge, this collaboration with you, divine masculine, is only available if both of you are on the same page for it. So the divine feminines have enough personal safety to give you the space to come to this authentically, or for another partner to step in. Knight of Swords, this is small communication, High Priestess, and then doing the work. Oh, in some regards, your divine feminine I don't think a lot of divine masculines in this particular configuration are going to be watching this video, but if you are divine masculine, your divine feminine knows that the bits of communication that you've been having indicate this bigger, grander potential. They know that neither of you want to let the connection go completely, and that there is a becoming. They also know or believe that they are in the safety of this otherworldly protection and alignment. That means alignment with the love, with the lover's aspect of reality that is their true wonderland, I just heard, and that if you would like to come into that, that there is communication needed. There is a discrepancy because the Knight of Swords also is not necessarily heart-led. The King of Cups might send this knight out to communicate, but this knight in and of themselves is not a lover. This is a messenger that brings more head over heart information. So divine feminines are understanding that if your communication, divine masculine, is not beyond this Knight of Swords, that there is much more to the picture and more work to be done. So divine feminines also understand that true safety and intimacy is a personal accountability. It is not about the external, it's about the internal processing of what it means when things don't move forward, if we don't get what we think we want. What is that I'm getting, you know, you might not always get what you want, you get what you need. You know what I'm talking about. That's this kind of processing that the divine feminines, they take it upon themselves. If something does not result the way they had idealized, they take accountability for their own self-soothing. Ooh! Divine feminines, you are on fire. Okay, what energetic message can we get for divine feminines regarding safety and intimacy? Mastery, accountability, and acceptance. Exactly. Divine feminines, you are in mastery. Even when things don't go your way, you take personal accountability and you make lemonade out of lemons. And how beautiful. So if that isn't a confirmation for any of you cross-watching divine masculines, I know you're out there. I know you are. I love that you're watching this. If you are a divine masculine, you make the world go round. Takes two. Divine feminines, you make the world go round too. But I get a feeling I just heard 5 new divine masculines watching that haven't watched before, so we're getting there. Okay, what would the divine feminines say to their divine masculines through this energy of personal mastery? Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm getting, I'm sorry that I haven't been at this place that I'm now at sooner. That when we were connecting, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't able to see it that way and communicate and articulate from the strength that I'm in now, so that there was more safety, less pressure, more clarity, less confusion, more expression of personal awareness. It takes 2 beautiful twins, but that is where divine feminines are truly in safety. It does take a very safe energy to apologize and to see how we affect others, and really take upon ourselves this task of sinking deeply within our own connection to source, so that nothing rocks our boat in an adverse way and everything becomes a humble interface with our reality and our divine counterpart. Okay, many blessings everyone. Bye for now.